And we are live.
Go play.
We'll wave at them. Hi, dead space. Dead airspace make you nervous. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to, oh wait, we have one more.
Sorry.
That's okay. I gotta back it up because I like to be a big 6 in our background.
Where's the? Welcome to Energize
Motherhood.
Yay!
Happy Tuesday.
And we have 5 children running around.
Welcome, the baby.
Yes, and the door's
I
locked.
just realized that. Don't worry, they're safe. There should be no problems.
When they tell you to shut.
Okay, so we're gonna hop to it because we're gonna walk to Starbucks.
Our goal.
It's our goal. Yeah, it might not happen.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are committing to a 100-day journey here in the next 20 some days. We're starting on the 29th of July. And we are posing that we are asking the people who commit with us to make a commitment, make a bigger commitment for themselves. And so we thought that because a lot of ours is about motherhood, we thought we would share what our commitments were. I think I have another beer.
I'm up first.
No, we're not leaving.
You're not going outside.
Anyway, so we also are committing to something, and so
You keep
we're gonna. It's always a wild time here at the Jensen homestead. Anyways, we are committing to more than just this 100-day journey. There's 100 workouts. It's for 100 days. They're all unique. They're all they're rad. They're different. It's motivating. It's going to be an incredible time. So during that 100 days, we are also committing to a lot of things. Everybody, the list of what people are committing to has been really rad to read about. But we thought we would share ours. We're going to share Andrea's today. I'm going to kind of question and answer her. We have not practiced.
I have no idea what she's going to ask me.
No. But we
I've been
thought,
asking the last 2 days.
can I just keep ignoring?
She's like, no, not today.
So she's gonna share what her commitment is, and then I'm gonna give her some Q&A. So go ahead.
Sorry, I'm also trying to watch them
You're fine.
at the same time. So my commitment, what Jericho asked us to do was to not only commit to our health, but to also commit to something that we're willing to want to give up in the next 100 days. So if you follow me, I've been reading this book, Mom Up. It's literally like blowing my mind and changing a lot of the way I'm thinking and wanting to approach my parenting. But two things that she's really stuck out that I have shared with our group that I'm going to commit to is, one is I'm going to accept the way that I was made. That this is the way that God made me. He allowed me to have 2 children in this body, and I can sit here and find all the flaws in it. And so I'm committing for the next 100 days to look at myself as the beautiful person that God created me to be. And I'm really excited to see how my mind will change in the next 100 days. And the things that I see that are issues, I feel will go away because I'm not going to see it that way anymore. And then my next one is that in the parenting aspect, that I struggle with perfectionism. I just want my household to look perfect, my kids to look in just a certain way. And I realized with reading this book that I'm not going to thrive in this thing called motherhood if I don't give up that expectation that I've put on myself and my family, because it's not realistic for them. And so I shared it with my husband, and he thought that was a great idea, because one of the things that I always struggle with is when he comes home if the house is a mess. I'm like, I'm always apologizing. And he's like, who cares? This shows me that our kids had a grand old time. Or Why aren't you enforcing that on them? Why does it have to always be you tidying up? Why does it have to be a certain way? And I've been that way since we had our firstborn. Like, it got to the point, guys, where I would change Costin's diaper, and then my mom could attest to this, and Chris wants to help. I have this husband that wants to help me, and I'm like, you're not doing it right. Like, go away. And so for him, he's really excited to see how this perspective changes in the next 100 days of just getting away from everything having to be perfect in my way.
Yeah.
And parenting. So so those are the two things I've committed to, along with working out every day.
Okay, so what will be some tangible ways you will, number one, for your first commitment, what are some things that you will do that will help you realize that you are beautiful and that who you are as an individual?
Yeah. So I think one of the things that I'll do is in my journal, I have a daily journal that I write, that I will start writing how I see myself in a positive way. I think we easily go to the negative, and so that's one of the first changes I can make is start looking at myself in such a positive way.
Yeah.
And then I think the other would be, I feel that as I start doing that and I'm listing those things, the things that bother me, I will be able to be more confident in those things. Yeah. So like mine is, I don't like to wear bathing suit in public. We go to the beach and I come through fully clothed. She can tell you that. Yes, I do. And it's not that I also hate the beach, but it's just because there's some, it is, but I do. I know. I dislike the beach. But it's because there's parts of my body that I don't like. Sure. But I feel that when I'm in the morning and I'm praising those parts that God has given me, I will be interested to see if those things that make me super insecure, I start showing up to the beach. So I think one of the challenges will be that I'll wear a swimsuit to the beach.
Whoa.
And that would be my goal, is to see, because towards the end of the 100 days, it's our summer season in California.
Yes.
We're hot.
It gets real hot
here. And so I think that will be a great test, is about that point, to see if I really have worked on that.
Yeah.
Because
and you actually feel comfortable in your things.
Because it's completely an insecurity that I have.
For no reason. Yes.
For no reason. Mm-hmm. And it's just a brain thing that I have to overcome. A lot of it stems from what I've heard as a kid from other peers.
Well, sure.
So
kids are the worst.
Yeah, because my family's always like, you're the one that can rock it. Like, and I just don't.
She is.
I'm just one not to.
She is. Sorry, I'm just wondering why this isn't working.
No, you're fine. And then I think with parenting,
yes. What are ways that you will be
working on the
perfectionism?
So on Fridays is chore day in our house.
Yep.
And so I'm starting it now, and it's been very hard. It's giving him the jobs that I like to control.
Sure. Oh, okay.
So mine is vacuuming and mopping. I really love to control those two because I vacuum a certain way.
Right.
And I mop a certain way. And I have to give those two jobs to one of my kids. Each has gotten it the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's been really hard for me not to fix it. Like, I literally text my husband and say, okay, they're doing the job. Like, what do I do? And he's like, go do your job. Like, go away. And then when they come out, praise them, because you praising them is going to bring this joy to their life.
Yeah.
And so I have been like, Tilly, it looks great. And I know it's going to be hard. I know there's going to be days where I'm like, I'll just do it. You do this.
Yeah.
But I have to really those are the two jobs that I really want them to own, because it's the ones that I want to control.
You're controlling.
I'm trying to control it because I want it to look perfect.
What do you think what kind of freedom will come from you changing these two things?
From reading the book, she talked about how, like, what are the things that you don't want to see your kids inherit from you?
Right.
And those are the things I really do not want them to inherit from me. I want them to look at me and see that I've overcome that, and that they can learn to overcome any insecurities that they will form, because I can't stop those insecurities.
Can't stop
They're going to happen.
Yep.
But I want to be able to teach them how to overcome them. And she kept talking about how like, you can't do that unless you lead by example. And so I have to lead by example as the mom. I have a daughter, so I have to show that I am comfortable in my own skin.
Yeah.
You know, I always think of, we have a friend named Kristen. She has really thick curly hair. And she promised her husband that, like, I remember her telling me this, that if she ever had daughters, she promised Jason she would own her curly hair. Because she wants the girls to understand, to love the way
she is in her natural
form.
Yeah.
And so I thought of that when I read the book, this part of the chapter, because I'm like, she's owning her hair.
Her thing that she doesn't always love.
But it's beautiful on her.
No, it's great.
Yeah, and so she's owning that. And so, and she's teaching her girls to own that. And so my daughter has natural curly hair and she hates it and she's 5. Like, beautiful hair. And so I'm trying to do my hair with her, so like we matched today, because I want her to own it, you know, and love
and see that it can work.
Yeah, so I'm basically going to own my stuff and try to show them as I'm doing it, I'm owning it. And then when I'm having a hard time with it, be like, see, these are things that mom's working on.
Yeah.
Because she shares that you've got to talk to them about it for them to learn.
Yeah.
I hope that answers that.
No, that's good. I think that the whole point of us committing to something more than just anytime you have your health and you are deciding you're going to make this big 100 days of commitment, having something to go along with it. You know, I would say that 80% of the women, it's marriage. Marriage is the thing that they're working on. I think that anytime you're giving it more, it's more than just you and just your physical fitness and just your, you know, you all of a sudden are going to have that much more stake in the game, and you're going to see results, and you're going to see a different kind of change come from it. And I think that that's what's so rad is that they're throwing some animals and there's a baby in there.
Yep. I just thought the same thing. Yeah.
Anyway, we're not. This isn't unsafe. I promise. We
fine.
See them.
There's a glass door.
We're not behind closed doors.
Yeah.
I'm like,
well, and someone asked me why I wasn't doing my marriage, and I said because like I feel like my marriage is at a great place, but when it comes to parenting, it's probably my perfectionism. It's probably the biggest battle between him and I, because I want everything to look
true. So you're going to work on it. Marriage will compound because
I'm working on something that is one of my biggest.
Right.
It is the biggest bondage for me because I want.
We want to control these small humans
as much as possible, but I'm learning through the book that I can't. And by me releasing that bondage, she calls it your suitcase, your big suitcase that you're carrying around everywhere with you.
Which is always so funny to think about.
Like it goes wherever I go, you know.
I'm at Target and there's my suitcase.
You know, if I move houses, it's come with me. She shares like it formed somewhere. And I can totally remember where it formed from. It has nothing to do with how my parents raised me. It has nothing to do with anything. It is something that I did and it just started the effect. And now it's there.
Right.
And so I need to break that so that whenever I do anything from here on out, even with the business, I'm going to get let down by things. And so I got to let go of my perfectionist side so that it can work itself out.
Well, and when you let go of being perfect, you all of a sudden begin to have more fun and you begin to enjoy said thing. And I don't know, it's freedom. It's freeing. It's freeing to see being,
oh my gosh,
that was a little hurt.
No throwing the baby.
Being in constant bondage of something that you want to let go of.
I love how Brooks is laughing.
And of course he is only going to then bring up something else and something else. And that's why being a constant work in progress is the most exciting thing in life, because we get to we are always becoming in becoming greater at or better than or doing this or whatever. And the more we give, the more we focus on the things that need to change, the more change grows and then spreads like wildfire through our whole life and through our whole, through everybody. So
I even think like at her daughter's birthday was on Saturday, and there's a lot of people. And my youngest cannot handle crowds. She gets very anxious and all that. And it literally makes me uncomfortable because my other child and me are very outgoing, so why can't we just walk into a party and have fun? Like, instead I have this child clinging to me or screaming in the car because she doesn't want to get out. And my perfectionist side was strongly coming through because I was like, why can't we just be a family that goes to a party and walks in?
Right.
Like, why am I sending the other two and I'm stuck here with the screaming child? But then when I got here, I was telling my friend about the book, another friend of ours, and she was sharing how that she was very similar to my daughter, and that by me letting go, I was telling her how this was the commitment I was making of letting go of the perfectionist side, and she said that I will guarantee see a difference in my youngest because I'm going to be more softer towards her crowd issue, you know. It's going to be something that I'll be able to finally work through and be like, okay, I get you now. Like,
even though I'm not like that, I get where you're coming from, and I'm going to be more receptive and help you in this situation. Yeah.
I'm excited.
It's going to be great. So,
we're excited.
And I guess my other question, how can I hold you accountable in those two things?
I think, so one of the things she mentioned was that, like, finding someone to hold you accountable and having them be able to call you out in those moments that it's happening of what you said you didn't want to be anymore. But I think you already do that for me, so I feel like you'll just continue. Now you know my two things,
I know your things
that you're going to watch those two things a little bit more carefully and call me out. I mean, you even did it too. You're like, let them go work it out. Where I wanted to rush and be like, you all stop, like,
stop playing.
Yeah, let's all get along.
The good news is the only reason this works though is because we've mentioned before she's like my husband, so she parents very similar to him versus I'm more like hers. So it's very easy for me to be like, hey. Now that's not really how I talk to my husband, which is actually good practice because rather than me coming at her, I'm always going to come in a much gentler way because she's my friend and she could leave.
But it's practice.
But it's practice because then I'm the same with James. Like, I'm much more gentle and like, hey, like, let's just let them be kids. And, you know,
it's a good reminder.
Yeah, it is a good reminder. So
yeah, and then I think with the flaws aspect, you know, as we're getting into the 100 days, and I'm excited to see like what the journal brings out of me too. Like,
there's a journal that we get
a part of
the program.
Is if it might even help increase the desire to wear the swimsuit sooner. So I think checking in, like, hey, how are you feeling? Is there anything we could work on with your comfortability? Like, is there something more deeper there on why you haven't put on the swimsuit yet? So yeah, because I have a swimsuit. I picked it out. And I bought it, but I won't wear it.
You will. All right.
So yeah, that's mine. I can't wait to hear yours next week.
Next week we will be my commitment. And for those of you that are watching, nothing worked, so I don't know what happened. Anyway, we'll see you next week.
Yeah,
next
Tuesday.
Okay,
Kim's turn.
My turn. It's my turn. Okay, we're gonna try.